Well, hey there, everybody, and welcome to not the podcast, but it still has everything to do with the podcast. It's still Rate the Record. And
Yes.
if you're seeing this video, that means season 3 has come and gone. It's now behind us. Everything has been settled. All the scores are there. All the songs have been ranked, albums rated into B tiers comfortably, and everything like that.
Oh my God. What a season that was. Ugh.
But hey, we got a couple of A albums out of it, and one of them ended up being the #1 album of all time. We had another C tier in there, but everything else was literally, yes, B tier.
Oh God.
Season 3 is done, but it's not technically over because there's one more job left for us to do. If you've been around on the podcast before, you know what we do at the end of the seasons, aside from just doing the best of, which is going to come out next week. This time, we have to take all of the #1 songs that we have ranked from all 17 episodes and then rank those from least favorite #1 to favorite #1. I don't know how you want to call that because, I mean, they're #1s for a reason. So you can't say worst to best because it's just like they were all the top choices.
Well, for me, it was kind of like that. I mean, there are a couple closer to the bottom that I'm like, I don't know if I'd listen to them again. But the majority of these, whether they are new to me or not, I've definitely listened to more than a couple of times since we did the episode. So they definitely solidified their place in my #1. So this list wasn't too hard for me to write, but I do feel a little sad for some of them that didn't quite make it over top of other ones.
I will say, like, the top, I'm just looking at my list right now. I'm going to say the top 6 wasn't so hard for me. Like, that was probably the easiest to assemble. There's one near the bottom that surprised me how low it went. And then it's usually the middle that's always the hardest to rate because it's all these, like, ones that you kind of feel like, yeah, this one's good, but it's okay, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you feel like the exact same for all these songs.
I had to go back and listen to some of them and kind of like, which one would I listen to multiple times? And even then it was like, do I push it up a notch? Do I knock it down? So yeah, I'd say anywhere between 8 and 13. I was like, I don't know, but you know what? My list is set in stone now. No going back.
Yes, there's no reduxing the #1s list,
no.
so I guess we should finally cement season 3. We should finally shut this out, so I think we should get this started. So screen's just going to transition over now. Graphics, our faces are gone, but the graphics are there because I need slots for 17 songs aside. It's going to be a lot of editing, but thankfully this won't be a long video as compared to the podcast, so at the very least, this will be a lot shorter. Shouldn't be too hard.
Yes. And we don't have to explain why they're in specific spots. I mean, we already did it, and you just have to go listen to the episode if you really want to know.
Exactly. I mean, it's not that hard. You just got 17 episodes to binge in the next few weeks before we come back. Good luck.
Make sure you shower in between, please.
You can listen to us while you're in the shower, too. Just like bring in a speaker or something, you know.
Why not?
In your car, while you're showering, while you're cooking. Put us in like your earbuds while you're sleeping so we can like subliminally tell you to listen to albums. Or not listen to albums. I don't know.
Pump up the views or the listens. Yes, please.
Exactly. Just cheat our way to higher views and listens. Anyways, we do have songs to rank. And once again, these are all of my #1 songs I chose through the year and all Savannah's #1. So they're individual lists. And yeah, we're going to find out which ones really top out the real #1 list. There could only be one. So 3. All right, let's just do this. We're rambling too much now. So we got to find out where everything's going. Let's see how many bands end up matching. We'll find that out now. So I'll get things kicked off. Song number 17, Lonely in Your Nightmare by Duran Duran.
The Kills, the good ones.
The Kills. The ones that I deserve a higher spot on the list, but apparently you didn't like them that much.
Yeah, unfortunately, even when I listened to this again, just to see where I wanted to put it, just happened to fall after everything else. So
16, Township Rebellion by Rage Against the Machine. That one surprised me a little bit that it was so low.
This one surprised me. Duran Duran, Save a Prayer. I like that song, but I like the other ones more.
Yeah, fair enough, especially compared to everything else you still have coming up on the list. All right, so number 15, Blow Up by the Age of Electric.
Mets, Framed by the Comet's Tail.
Ooh, Mets so low. Damn, I was hoping that one would be a little higher on your list. All right, number 14, Dirt by Alice in Chains.
Really? Interesting. Cat Stevens, Sad Lisa. That one I was slightly disappointed was Solo because off that entire album, I actually really like this song.
And the album wasn't all that bad either.
Mm.
I mean, it wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't terrible either.
Yeah.
All right, 13, Smaller and Smaller by Faith No More.
Age of Electric, real stumper.
You still put that one real low too.
I know. It's just there were so many other ones that I liked. Like, I don't know. I've listened to this one a million times, but like, would I continue to listen to it a million times? Probably.
All right, so song number 12, Home Invasion / Regret number 9, Steven Wilson.
That hurts. We did match on the number ones though, because that was my number one, but it is not on the list at number 12 because Three Teeth is The Fall.
Ah, I see. But hey, at least Steven Wilson made it probably higher than you would have anticipated on my list.
During the show, I wanted to reach out and strangle you, but right now, you know what? I think all that disappointment is already out. So I'm just happy that you didn't leave it off the list and go, oh no, I totally forgot.
Yeah, why do I only have 16 songs on my list? That's strange. Hey, the fact that I found it better than Smaller and Smaller by Faith No More, and you got like Alice in Chains, Rage Against the Machine, like, what does that tell you? It's not bad. And I don't even dislike those songs.
That's true. It does tell me a lot.
Remember, this is the number ones list, so these are the ones I liked the most.
All right,
or
I'll take
tolerated the most at the very least. All right, song number 11, Cat Stevens, Miles from Nowhere.
The Nurse Who Loved Me by A Perfect Circle.
Wow, and you really like that album rated high, meanwhile that single didn't make it up too high. But I guess as compared to everything else, that one's like a little bit of an outlier.
There are some albums that I'm like, oh, I really like this like wackier, different song. And then there's some albums I'm like, why'd they put it on there? I hate this. So
yeah.
I don't know. I am unreliable.
No worries. I've learned that over 61 episodes.
Oh,
number
shit.
10. That's where I put The Fall by Three Teeth.
I have Rage Against the Machine, Settle for Nothing.
So you like that album better than me, and you ranked the number one higher than me as well.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? I thought I was the Rage fan.
It's the funky rapness. There's just something about it that just pleases my ears.
Anthony Key just peeks his head in a little bit.
Yeah, and then I just palm his face and push him back into the hallway.
Careful, he's the kind of guy who might lick your palm.
Well, it's obvious that the Chili Peppers are higher than Rage, which is upsetting to me already.
Yeah, but One Hot Minute was a whole different experience from Blood Sugar Sex Magic, so it was way more rock oriented than funk or rap oriented.
That's true.
All right, number 9, At the Back of the Shell by The Kills.
System of a Down, Aerials.
Another one that you were very fond of.
Well, obviously it's my number one. I had to go back and listen to that song because it's one of those ones that I recognize the title, but I do not remember what it sounds like. So when I listened to it, I was like, oh, I know this song. I was like, no shit. Of course I know this song.
Do I know this song, though? We still have plenty of opportunity. Well, not plenty, but we still have some opportunity to at least match some bands. So
yeah.
Maybe it'll happen soon. Maybe it'll happen now. Number 8, Don't Speak by No Doubt.
It's not. And it's really funny because when you said that, I'm looking at my list going, I wonder how high No Doubt is. Well, it's quite obvious now. My number 8 is the Chili Peppers with Coffee Shop.
We were just talking about them. I could have used a coffee today. I'm so dead tired. And usually I'll have at least one. I haven't had one coffee today. I'm just dying through this fucking episode.
Not at all? Have you had a headache at all today?
Nope.
Caffeine headache?
I don't really have caffeine. I'm the kind of person who can caffeine nap, so I don't get caffeine headaches.
Oh dang!
It keeps me awake just long enough to get to my next nap. All right, number 7, Morning Glory by Oasis.
Home Invasion / Regret number 9 by Steven Wilson is at my number 7.
All right, so I figured that would make it higher than mine anyways, at the very least.
Oh yeah, I sing praises.
All right, so that was my number 7. Moving on to number 6, Animal by Pearl Jam.
Wood by Alice in Chains.
You know, maybe it's because a lot of people say, what is it, like Facelift is their first album, I think it is.
I believe so, yeah.
And people say like that's like their like great best album, everything like that. Even though I've heard that about Dirt too, I was surprised of how underwhelmed I was by Dirt. It's not a terrible album, but just it's not the masterpiece that people praise it to be.
I am terrible when it comes to Alice in Chains because, like, everyone, they'll sing Lane Staley's, like, oh my God, his voice and blah, blah, blah. And
he's a great songwriter and everything too. Yeah.
Like literally the first Alice in Chains album that I listened to, and in its entirety, is 2013's The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here. And I love that album. So I am the worst person to talk to about Alice in Chains. Because once I say that, they're like, okay, discredited. We're not talking to you anymore.
Like, you can't even be called a bandwagoner because it's not like you were like coattail riding beforehand and then just jumped on. Then you just kind of jumped on randomly. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I like this. This is great.
All right, we're breaking the top 5 here now. So, I mean, these are like the best of the best now. Number 5, One Hot Minute by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
16 by No Doubt. It's that bass intro. It's a bass intro. It gets me. And it got me when I was a kid when I had the album.
And it got you to put it number 5 on your top list.
Damn right.
Number 4, Psycho by System of a Down.
Oasis, Don't Look Back in Anger, Liam and Noel never said.
I'm pretty sure they look in anger forward or backwards. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh God.
All right, so my bronze medal award, that feels weird to say considering the episode we just had. Number 3, Overture / The Temples of Syrinx by Rush.
So we have no matches.
We have 0 matches.
Well, my number 3 is Rear View Mirror by Pearl Jam. You did not really you didn't like that song too much, or just didn't understand how it was at my number 1.
What, Rear View Mirror?
It. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because it felt like an afterthought on their greatest hits album at the very least, because that's when I first heard the song, was on their greatest hits album. Yeah. But just to me, it felt like an afterthought. So I don't know.
To me, it feels like a number 3.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, Temples of Syrinx is fantastic, but I mean, the top 3 I listened to a handful of times. So I'm like, what should go where? Because this part's super difficult to me. Like, I knew these were going to be my top 3. I just didn't know where. Number 2, my silver medal goes to Weak and Powerless by A Perfect Circle.
I'm just looking at my list, trying to guess what your number 1 is, but I don't even remember what what bands you've already said. My number 2 is Kindergarten by Faith No More. Okay, so before we did that album, I know that I had heard it in its entirety maybe once, just sort of in passing, never really listened to it. I've listened to that entire album since the episode. Oh my God, so many times.
Like, you're just binging it now, eh?
Oh my God. I am wholly appreciative of having been exposed to that, because I'll just put it on. I'm like, yeah, this is good. I like this.
It seems like something straight up your alley, since you're more into the 90s rock type thing, but
oh yeah,
they kind of took it in a bit of a different direction. So it's interesting. And then you had the benefit of being exposed to other Mike Patton projects and then really enjoying what he does there. So just that kind of added on top of it.
Oh yeah. And my number 2 for the album was Be Aggressive. So it's just I definitely got that 90s sound right up my alley.
All right, gold medal number 1 out of 17 out of all season 3, and I'm kind of surprised this one made number 1, but also it's fitting in my eyes. Number 1, The Mirror by Metz.
Overture and the Temples of Syrinx by Rush is my number 1.
I already knew that before you said it.
You're like, she hasn't said it yet. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I would put above that. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it was difficult, but you know what? Set in stone now. So,
yeah, there's no changing. We've just literally listed all 17, and there they are.
It's after I say it, I'm like, oh, should I have changed it? And I'm like, no, it's out there. It's out in the universe now.
Well, that was me last year, or not last year, but last season 2. How I think Frank Zappa ended up being my number 1, but then there was the number 2 song I kept going back and forth on. It's like, no, it should be this one. No, it should be this one.
Yeah.
And to this day, it still kind of bugs me a little, but it is what it is now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, now we can officially say that season 3 is over. We've tied up the loose ends. I don't really consider the best of being loose ends. That just shows you how dumb we are through the year. But
So dumb.
But this quite literally ties up all the loose ends, which means we can finally breathe easy, aka we still have content coming out through the next 3 weeks. But we don't have to review any records for a while. That's fine. But we can breathe easy until season 4 because that's when we have a whole new block of interesting music coming up.
Ooh, I actually took a look at, I don't know, the next 3 months or so. I'm really excited to listen to some of these albums. Some of them are ones that I have heard. Some of them are brand new, but I haven't gotten around to listening to, but they all seem to be just something that isn't going to be torturous to do. So I'm really looking forward to that.
There's one I chose that's coming up in the first half of season 4 that you're either going to be fine with or you're going to just absolutely hate it. Like, you're not going to love it. You're either going to just kind of like it or absolutely hate it. But like, I don't know. I really, really like it. So
Yeah.
I'm very, very curious to know how that one's going to go.
Interesting.
It's not going to be as compared to the one that you chose that I'm going to have to suffer through. But,
Yeah.
but this is it's just a whole different experience.
Kind of feels like I'll know it when I hear it, right?
Kind of, because I guarantee I'll get some sort of text from you asking, what genre is this?
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, it's a little weird. But anyways, yeah, season 3 is done now. It's over. If you missed any of it, you can go back and binge all 17 episodes. They're all there. I'm pretty sure if I haven't made playlists for it yet, I'll do that over on YouTube so that way you can just kind of see the seasons and everything like that, including videos like this, the rank number ones and best of and everything like that. Go do that, and you can even just watch the previous episode if you want, because that one was monumental for the show. Let's just say that much.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, I think by now it's already been spoiled on Instagram, so it's no secret. Yes, Rush's 2112. That's what it is. It's our new number 1 album. No more controversy of Tool and Mr. Bungle.
Right, and we didn't have to flip a coin. It actually legitimately 3% over.
Yeah, like no, like 2 point whatever percent. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And I didn't have to show my feet. To the few of you who knows that reference of what I'm talking about in the video I had to make for that, then hey, shout out to you.
And I'm sorry for those who are here solely for. Every time I say that and then I say solely, it makes me want to laugh. Sorry,
I need
for
the rim shot sound
are,
effect.
who are solely for that. Sorry, it may happen again in the future. Who knows?
Yeah, never know, right? Well, anyways, thank you very much for watching this video. I know we rambled a lot probably, but that's fine because we're just trying to get it all of our systems now so that way we can start fresh, clean slate for season 4. That's happening. I still don't know the date off my top of my head, but it's in like the middle or late January. Follow us over on our social medias at Rate the Record Podcast over on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, so that way you will have a better idea of when we actually are coming back, and because, I mean, we always keep that updated and everything like that. And that can be found over at ratetherecord.ca, so check that out too. Streaming links over there. Everything you need is in that space, all clean and tidy and neat and nice.
Heck yes.
I don't have to do as much plugging as I do in the podcast, so I can literally cut myself off there. All right, one more time. Thank you very much. Enjoy your holidays, even though right now, when this video comes out, it's Boxing Day, so hopefully you had a happy whatever the hell you celebrate. And have a safe and happy New Year. We'll see you in season 4. So until then, go listen to some awesome music. We'll see you again soon. Take care, friends.
Bye-bye.